have everything we need for the lab?
I think so. I'm Hallie Fisher, one of the editors-in-chief of the Red Ledger. Here's the staff, and you're watching Leopard Spotlight.
Welcome to the February edition of Leopard Spotlight. I'm Shivani Radhakrishnan.
And I'm Joe Cross.
For the past few weeks, our reporters have been hard at work to bring you the most interesting stories from the Lovejoy community and beyond.
When I was 4 years old, I divided my time between watching Blue's Clues religiously and bumping into things. So it's safe to say that junior Anthony Tang was a more cultured 4-year-old than I was. Dara and Patrick have the story.
Ever since I was a little kid, I loved music. When I was 3, I tried the piano. That didn't work out so well. My mom found out that I only went to the lessons for free candy. But once I transitioned to the violin, I actually liked it.
Before the age of 4, he was mastering the art of playing violin. Anthony has continued to sharpen his skill under the leadership of the high school orchestra directors.
Mr. Sloan and Miss Winkler, they've been super supportive. They're the high school directors, and if you have any problems, they just help you work it out, whether it's life or music.
Anthony's an incredible student. He's unbelievably gifted as a musician. Although he would never tell you that, he's very humble about that. He is a great leader. He works so well with others, is so patient and so kind, and really wants to make sure that everybody understands all the intricacies of the music.
In addition to the work Anthony puts in with the high school orchestra, he also finds encouragement and support at home from one family member in particular.
My dad, he has an innate love for music. He always says if I had a violin when I was younger, he would be great at it because he would practice all the time.
The teacher shared with us what's special about Anthony. Anthony at that time, he's only 3 years old, but he doesn't recognize, he doesn't know how to read the note. But whenever he listened to a teacher play, and he can just play without looking at any note. So that's kind of talent.
Yeah, because I had a family member who previously did play the violin, I had a great family to support me. I still do, and they do everything, whatever it takes to help me get better at violin.
Since 9th grade, Anthony has racked up many awards and achievements, from being an all-state musician to winning concertmaster 2 times. The accolades are nice, but that doesn't account for his real love of music.
What I enjoy most is probably just learning new quirks of pieces and just learning new things about how to make beautiful sounds.
This is Dara Fidel and Patrick Compton reporting for the Lovejoy News Network.
Concussions are a growing issue for many professional sports organizations such as the NFL and the NHL, but they've also impacted our students here at Lovejoy. Grant and Bradley headed down to the sidelines to bring you the story.
From congressional hearings on head trauma to a major motion picture starring Will Smith, concussions are a topic of great concern in the athletic world. This fall, the UIL updated their concussion protocol guidelines to keep students safe and healthy. Junior Zach Brooks is all too familiar with this issue.
Well, I was a running back and I just got hit in the backfield and I got picked up and more or less dumped right on the top of my head, which caused me to black out for a second. Like I said, it broke my helmet and I don't really remember much after that.
Frisco neurologist Amy Garza says that management of concussions is a team effort.
I've seen many different types of cases, and certainly some are more serious. Those that come to mind, one in particular is not one of my patients, but it is a case that I heard about. A girl who was a high school soccer player, had about 5 concussions and never reported them to her coaches or parents. And that actually led to a law, as we know as Natasha's Law, which now requires that students who sustain an injury have to report it. Coaches have to have training in concussion management and have to remove that player from continued play until they're cleared by a physician.
LHS has very strict protocol about preventing and dealing with concussions.
So some of the things to limit it, I think we're already doing the UIL's regulations on the number of contact practices and stuff like that we can have in the sports with football, etc. But the other thing we can do is just know about concussions, teach the athletes and their parents about concussions, which is part of our athletic paperwork, so that if a kid has an impact, they can come in and we can start taking care of them properly. When you get into trouble is when you don't take care of a concussion properly and you keep trying to work out with it.
Multiple concussions between her 8th and 9th grade years forced sophomore Ashley May to give up volleyball.
I took my baseline for my impact test, just assuming I'd be fine. And then I had basically an anxiety attack right before school started. And so I started going to a concussion specialist, and he was like, "You are definitely not okay. You even failed your baseline test." And finally in January, I went to a doctor that focuses on like vestibular therapy, and they ran some tests, and we found out my balance organ is damaged at 83%. So my left side is basically broken at 83%, which makes my balance really off and makes me think I'm moving when I'm not.
Coaches also play a role in the prevention of student concussions.
In particular, our coaching staff does a lot to try and prevent concussions. I don't feel like we have as crazy high number of concussions as one might think. We take a lot of pride in practicing the right way. We're not going to sit there and hit for 2 straight hours of practice, because I think if you do that, you are going to sustain concussion or multiples. When we do have to hit, we do, but we're not doing it all the time, which some of these schools quite possibly do.
But getting back on the field isn't the only struggle concussed students face.
I missed about a week of school, but even when I got back, I wasn't allowed to take tests or quizzes. So I say all in all, I missed almost a month of actual school time, and that really affected me for the rest of the semester, as I was playing catch up for the entire semester, so I wasn't really able to focus on new concepts, and my grades ended up suffering because of that.
This is Bradley Davis and Grant Dennis reporting for the Lovejoy News Network.
Many of Lovejoy's students get parts of their education off campus. For those in the health science program, volunteering at Garnet Hill prepares them for a career in the medical field. Clay and Clayton have the story.
Put your hat, your gown, your mask all back into your bags.
While pharmacy tech and other health students are working hard in class, these nurse assistant students are getting special hands-on training outside of school. This is Garnet Hill Rehabilitation and Skilled Care Center, where students have the opportunity to understand and prepare for what a real job in the medical field might be like. We talked with junior Abby Eaton about her time at the retirement home and had the program explained to us by teachers Lori Spores and Tina Bassinger.
Second semester, you'll be going to the nursing home, and you'll be taking care of elderly patients at the nursing home, and you'll be earning hours to sit for the CNA exam.
So they'll leave this program with their certification. And most of the students are wanting to go forward and have a medical degree of some sort. This really does help that solidify in their minds, sometimes changes their minds about what they might want to do.
I want to be in the medical career and help people, so doing this, it's really opening my eyes to it and get more experience and getting exposed to it.
Resident Herman Van told us about his time with Lovejoy students, along with staff members Leonidas Ray and Jim Heath.
We've had a great relationship with them ever since. It's always been a great joy to see the kids come out. Our staff get a lot of gratification out of that and working with the students and teaching them for the next generation, and the residents always enjoy working with the kids also.
The students here from Lovejoy High School have helped out tremendously. The patients love them. And they do simple tasks from making beds and serving breakfast and helping them with, other daily activities.
I think they've done a super and excellent job all around. I was well treated by each and everybody and well spoken to. I enjoyed that very much.
Finally, we learned about the rare lessons our students are learning and what the simple aim of the program is.
The goal is to give everybody the quality of life that they deserve. They're in, they're elderly and they need their best end of their days,
So it is an honor to work with the elderly, and we teach them that it's important to get to know them on a personal level as well as taking care of their needs that they have.
Anything where we can, learn about our elders and show them more respect in that training is always enlightening for anybody of age. It doesn't necessarily have to be that students, but anybody, even myself, now. But, I think, it's life lessons. You can go to servanthood, about taking care of others and treating others with respect. I think there's a lot of lessons to be learned there, but this is a great opportunity to learn those type of lessons.
This is Clayton Houts and Clay Parker reporting for the Lovejoy News Network.
People say my impressions are all right, all right, all right. For one faculty member at Lovejoy, impressions are chief among his talents. Parker and Fallon went to the counselor's suite to find out more.
I've kind of had a knack for it ever since I was a kid. I've just been able to pick up people's voices and just to be able to kind of impersonate their word patterns and just kind of hear what people say and how they say things and their hand movements and other facial expressions, things along those lines. I've just been pretty observant and I've been able to pick up on it.
I visited Lovejoy High School one time. Your kids are the best. Everybody knows they're tremendous. They are so smart. They don't go to China. They don't go to China. They go so tremendous. They have tremendous grades. They take the hardest classes. They do the best. Everybody knows that they're just the best.
For all Americans, I had to leave. I'm no longer president. So I don't need any teleprompters anymore. But I was really proud to serve as your president with dignity. And even though I leave, I hope I've left everything a little better for all Americans.
But that guy came after me. It's kind of funny. My dad was president too. You can say it runs in the family. Too bad Jeb, we didn't get it. It's okay, I'm better anyway, right?
The fitness grant pacer test is multi-stage aerobic capacity. It progressively gets more difficult as it continues. The 20-meter pacer test will begin in 30 seconds. Line up at the start. The running speed starts slowly. It gets faster every minute.
We hope you enjoyed these stories. Until next time, I'm Shivani Radhakrishnan.
And I'm Joe Cross.
And remember, if there's a story to find,
we'll find it here on Leopard Spotlight.